Hey everyone, Mike here from Clear Brands Grow. In today's video, I want to explain why it's really important you get your website right before wasting money on ads and other marketing. So most businesses struggle to generate regular leads through their website. That's because most company websites are confusing or make a terrible first impression. Now, if you couple that with the fact that a lot of obviously small businesses don't get much traffic, and that's not many website visitors, that's really not a recipe for success. You ideally need a website that can convert website visitors into leads and also traffic. But the problem is, what order you do that in. A lot of companies I sort of talk to think that they need to invest in ads and other types of marketing, sort of social media, that kind of thing, without paying too much attention to their website. So if you think about it from this perspective, if you're suddenly sending a lot more people to your website, obviously that's through ads and social media, other types of marketing, it's great that you're going to get more traffic and more visitors to your website. But if it's still unattractive or confusing and doesn't convert those extra visitors, then you might as well not have them. Now, there's a good chance that a few of those people will become leads or will become customers. But in the majority of the cases, like if you've got a bad website, just driving traffic to it isn't going to solve the problem. You really need to get your website sorted. So make sure it's clear, make sure it's understandable, make sure people understand the problems you solve, how you make their life better, how to do business with you before driving extra traffic to you. You're then going to be able to actually make the most of that opportunity. So you're going to take those extra visitors and convert more of them into leads and customers. And that's why I always say get your website right, because no matter what type of marketing you do, they're always going to go back to your website. So you meet someone at a networking event, they're going to check your website out. You post an ad on LinkedIn, they're probably going to check your website out. So like regardless of how you kind of interact with them via ads or marketing, they're going to go back to your website. So if your website makes a really bad first impression, they're not going to care how many ads they see or how many times you contact them. They just won't convert because they're basing their kind of opinion on your website. Now, a good way to kind of think of this is if you think of your website as your like online store or your online storefront, and kind of in and around like the high street. So most small businesses have a basically an unattractive storefront, and they also have their storefront is also not on the high street. It's kind of on the side streets, so it doesn't get much footfall. So not a lot of people walk past their storefront, and those that do look at it and don't want to go in. So there's obviously no chance of them becoming a customer. If you think the solution is paying for ads and doing other forms of marketing, that's like you taking your unattractive storefront and putting it on the high street. So you're going to get more people walking past your front door, but because it's still an unattractive storefront, people still probably won't go in. Yes, you're probably going to get a few extra people walking in because obviously you've got more traffic sort of walking past there, but you're not going to have the kind of results that you want. So you're not going to have like a massive influx of leads or a massive influx of customers. But you are going to spend more. So obviously your rents are going to be higher because you're on the high street now. You've spent money, moving from one store to the other. You might even have, paid for someone to stand outside with the big sign like "come this way" sort of thing. But they're going to look at your storefront and think, no thanks, I don't want that. I don't know what they sell. It's just not the sort of store I want to go into. If you put that into reverse, and actually if you sort your storefront out first, so you make your storefront really attractive, even though you're still on the side alley or the side street of the high street, that small traffic that walks past your storefront is more likely to go in and become a lead or customer. So, and that's a good way for you to kind of test whether your messaging and your website is working without spending a heap on website traffic or advertising or other sorts of marketing. So you're going to be pretty confident that if you took your now improved storefront and then relocated it to the high street, that it would work. So, and that's kind of how I would explain it to people, is get your online storefront in the best possible shape, so that if someone lands on it, they become a lead or a customer. And then once you're confident that that is the case, and that you're gonna maximize the opportunity of people landing on your website, then consider moving to the high street. And obviously that in this situation is just then consider paying for ads and other marketing. Because as soon as you put your more attractive storefront on the high street, you're going to get a really big increase in people coming into your storefront. And again, that basically just means you're going to get more leads and more customers. So always do it in that order. Get your website done first, and then think about your other marketing. That way you're not going to waste your efforts, because obviously, like I said, every time you run an ad, or you attend a networking event, or you do social media, they're going to go back to your website. So make sure that is done. It's going to convert website visitors into leads and then into customers. Because if you don't, you're just going to waste money, and no one wants to waste money, especially now, and especially if you're a small business. You need to make sure that your limited budget actually gets you a return on investment. So get your websites done first, then worry about other forms of marketing, and then you'll be in a good spot. So until next time, get clear and take action.